Today's video is actually going to address the content creator drama that a few people are making a ruckus about, and it's so ridiculous that I cannot actually talk about this as Swapminji. That's right, this video I'm going to be talking to you as the normal person behind the YouTube channel, not as the character persona Swapminji. So first off, what am I going to be talking about today? And it turns out that Albion Online is doing something with their content creator program that is upsetting the people that have like deep roots in the program, that have done a lot of work to really secure their inner circle clique as the winning one. Now, I'm not part of the content creator program, not because I don't want to be, but because I never asked to be. And there's a few reasons why. I roleplay as the villain of Albion, I roleplay as the bad boy, as the bad guy, and to be part of that clique or to be part of that group would just be out of character. But also, most of those kinds of programs, when it comes to most companies, because like Amazon does it, Blizzard, and so on, you have to follow certain rules. You can't talk about certain subjects. You are expected to make certain videos on certain topics to push certain agendas. I don't know if SBI does any of that stuff, but I just never really bothered. I figured I'm the biggest, Albion YouTuber. I get the most views, I get the most watch time, and if they wanted me in the program, they would reach out to me and ask. Another reason too is that I actually have consideration for my fellow YouTubers and Twitch streamers, and I know that I would upset a great amount of people if I joined the program. Both people who look towards me as the bad boy, as the villain, but also these other Twitch streamers mostly, and YouTubers, who hate my guts and want me gone, and if I were to share the same space as them, they would be in absolute disgust. It would just cause more drama and problems, and I'm generally not one to seek problems unless it's within the game itself. Outside of the game, I would prefer not to. It's not really my style or brand or flavor of trolling. And while it would be nice to give you guys, free codes for skins and premium game time and all of that stuff, I've made plenty of videos, especially on my members only sections, of how you can just make hundreds of Twitch accounts and go into these doofuses streams where only like 20 people will enter the giveaway, and if you have 100 alt accounts, you're almost guaranteed to win skins. I have an infinite supply of premium and skins just from Ecourt, for example. So these guys, they are upset because SBI has announced that the content creator program will be open to everyone, which is what a lot of AAA companies do. You can be in the creator program, and like say for example Amazon, but if you're not getting any views or subscribers or watch time, you're not going to get any of the actual perks, and a lot of these Albion YouTubers, they don't realize how small they are in the grand scheme of things. A lot of them have threatened to quit the game and go play something else, and it's funny because they're like, oh, well, we're the biggest YouTubers and streamers, and it's like, if all 3 or 4 of you guys quit, and then I joined, they would be at a net positive, because all of the views I get are more than all 4 of you guys combined. But at the same time, I myself am a baby YouTuber. Have you looked at other video games, AAA games, or just popular games in general? There are content creators out there that can pull way more views than me, who can make more video uploads and stream longer and do all sorts of things, more so than any of us combined. We are in a little like weird containment bubble in Albion Online. So the first complaint that the sign language gorilla has, which that's the thing, his name, you guys know his name, it shares the same SEO searches as a very famous gorilla that knows sign language. I'm not calling him a gorilla, I'm just simply avoiding using his name to not give attention to him, as they do to me, because apparently I'm the villain, and well, as the villain, why would I want to give attention to the quote-unquote heroes? Which, let's be real, after you watch this video, they're actually the real villains of the story, and it turns out I was the knight in shining armor all along. So the first point of concern is that if everyone is allowed in the content creator program, there will be racism. And here's what happened, okay? There's been plenty of people that have joined that content creator program, said some racist stuff, which you're not supposed to do, obviously, and then people on Twitter hit up the content creator, whatever's, and then they get removed from it. That's every game ever. So one of the numbers thrown out is over 3,000 people being in the program. That is small potatoes. Now, Albion Online, I don't think it has 3,000 actual hardcore content creators that know SEO, that know how to tag, title, thumbnail, that know how to make entertaining, good, quality, and informative content. Absolutely not. It's really a tiny little niche bubble. But if 3,000 people want to try and want to learn and want to grow and want to collab and want to, make Albion their first, YouTube growth game, and then once, the game dies or they get bored, they move on to something else, great! I think that's an amazing thing, and just because there's 3,000 of them, so what? Just because the big four, so to speak, are mad that their little clique is about to get invaded by a bunch of quote-unquote literal whos. At some point we were all a literal who, and then through our merits and our hard work, we grow and become better. And what they fear is, well, they're already kind of irrelevant anyway, because if you look at their murder ledgers, all they do is kill people with lower item power. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. Like, just scroll through one of their murder ledgers and yeah, they kill hundreds of people, but they have an IP advantage in every single fight. It does not make them good at the game, and I've never cared about being good at video games after getting out of esports. What they should be really afraid of is that if this content creator program opens up, and I make some friends through it or whatever, then I will teach them all the inner workings of YouTube as we all have mentors. I've been mentored by people with millions of subscribers on YouTube who get 30 million views a month, and they work maybe 45 minutes a day. That's right. They only work 45 minutes a day, and they're pulling those numbers. Not in video games, unfortunately, but still, the same YouTube principles do apply, and if I vibe well with certain people who have certain ideologies, then I will pass on all of my knowledge to them, and then they will easily outgrow the current roster of Albion YouTubers and streamers. And this is what they are truly afraid of. They are afraid that if people like me are welcome to mingle and mesh and socialize with each other, that we will group up and form our own power clique, so to speak, and then their clique will be irrelevant and useless. But right now, they have their roots deep, their claws are entrenched. That's just how it is, and now it's being threatened, and so they're just going to quit and go play hardcore World of Warcraft. Good luck with that. Another concern is managing creators, alright? Yeah, sure, if they step out of line and say some racist crap, or have some really crazy ideologies they're pushing or whatever, then you simply remove them. It's not hard to do, and with 3,000 people, do you think 3,000 people are going to act aloof? Do I act aloof on YouTube or streams? Absolutely not. It's also funny that they complain about following the rules when they themselves are breaking NDA making videos about these changes. It's so silly. These guys in their clique complain that everyone in the creator Discord hates this change. No one likes this. Guess what? Everyone that's not in your clique is clapping and cheering and woohooing and applauding Sandbox Interactive for this. You guys are a vocal... You're a minority in this sense. Everyone else is pumping their fist in the air and be like, woo, baby, yeah! These content creators say that it is a bad decision towards them, and that is not the case. SBI cares about the growth of their game and marketing and all that, but when you look at the people complaining mainly, none of them make guides, none of them make anything useful for new players. When you look at their YouTube channels, it's just stream highlights. That's all it is. It's stream highlights of them in 8.3 gear, killing people in the mists, or just doing things in the safety of numbers in their guild. If you scroll through Sign Language Gorilla's channel, his biggest vid is 94k views, and they're all tagged as stream highlights. I don't see any guides. I don't see anything useful. Like, if I was a brand new player, and I would go to YouTube channels that had guides, and I would ask questions in the comments, and maybe they would reply. I would go to streams and ask questions in the streams, and maybe they would reply. You do this to these guys' streams, they don't reply, even though their chats are dead as hell. And I've tried on alt accounts. I would ask them very basic questions, and I'll ask them hey, I have 4.1. I have a 200,000 silver, what should I be doing to fame farm? And they tell me, go to a tier 8 black zone, and it's like, okay, well, I tried that, and then I died, and now I only have, 50k left, what do I do now? And they're like, go back out to a tier 8 black zone. That is the worst, most horrible advice you could give new players. These guys do not give a shit about the new player experience or new players in general. But anyway, another complaint is that the giveaway keys will be sent through a third-party website. I guess most of these baby YouTubers who have no outside experience of Albion, they don't know how this works, but generally how these third-party sites work is they have algorithms and checks and balances in place to make sure that you're actually getting a decent amount of views and watch time and all of that stuff. And then they're like, yes, you qualify for this free game. You qualify for this free promotion. You qualify for these giveaway keys. I have something like 20 free game keys for the game V Rising, which I still haven't given out because, well, that company's kind of weird. But essentially, because I was such a big YouTuber who got lots of views, I got lots of game keys, where someone with only like 30,000 subs who just makes stream highlights would get maybe a few game keys to give out, and that's what's making them pissed off. And see, Sandbox Interactive, they're not stupid, they're literally in Germany. They're very smart, very intelligent, and I'm not trying to dick ride them or anything. I'm simply saying that they know that these content creators are, they're getting the lion's share of the giveaway codes, but they themselves don't really bring anything to the game. They don't play other games and pull audiences in. Whenever I played World of Warcraft, I brought as many people as I could to Albion. When I played New World, I brought as many people as I could to Albion. Lost Ark, Foxhole even. I brought as many people, I bring people from every other game that I touch back here to Albion because it's a very long-term game. This game is like EVE Online. It will be around for years and years and years, and it's a game that you can just log in and fuck around on and have a little bit of fun and log out for the day, and you don't really lose progress unless you're, going high-risk mode and bringing Gucci sets out to a full loot zone. And they're also mad that YouTubers, even if they're small, might have the ability to unlock free premium. Now, premium is extremely expensive, especially if you are from a country that has, not such good returns on your time spent working at a job. Or if you're poor and you don't make ends meet and you're trying to still become a YouTuber or something, then I think this would help. That if people that join this content creator program, hell, I've even thought about it. It's like, you know what? Premium is 21.5 million. I think I can maybe sell my soul a little bit for some premium. Does anyone that's watching this want to buy me premium? Let me know in the comments, right? I can definitely make more fun vids. Like, I can't make any videos on farming or island management or anything without premium. Which I think I've already covered it all anyway, but, premium does help. It does speed up the process. And me personally, I feel like a lot of my farm videos show the results of how much you can make per hour without premium is a fair shake because the majority of players these days do not have premium. Also, you can tell an amateur YouTuber from a pro YouTuber because an amateur will compare subscriber count. Oh, you only have 50 subscribers. You don't deserve premium. But that channel with 50 subscribers could be pulling in hundreds of thousands of views. And you see, like, for those that watch my Diablo content, you see this a lot in the Diablo niche. There are channels that have like 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers that are pulling 3 to 4 million monthly views, which is quite a damn lot for that low subscriber count. Subscriber count is not how you judge a YouTube channel. You want to know something interesting? There are channels with millions of subscribers, but they only get like 500,000 views a month. These creators go on to complain that these giveaway keys will be used for RMT purposes. Now, I personally know a few creators that already do RMT, and I'm not gonna, snitch on them, but essentially, yes, they could sell the premium keys for money. Hopefully, like what premium's $15, so they would maybe sell it for $7 or something. I don't know. I don't really care. The point is that yes, and if they do that and you get caught doing that, then you take them out of the program. You remove the free keys. SBI, if you don't realize this, they have the power to remove your premium from your account. I believe one content creator was gifted like 3,800 days worth of premium on accident. And then they, of course, realized, oops, that's a little too much. I think we fudged a zero there, when we typed it into the console. And then they took it away. They can do that. So if one of these streamers RMTs their giveaway codes, which some of them will, it will happen. If it can happen, it will happen. That is true. And when it happens, and if you get wind of it or proof of it, then you simply remove them from the program and you take away the premium. Problem solved. What people don't realize is that a lot of content creators, they make things on a whim. They're not really fully dedicated to it. Like, I don't make YouTube videos for Albion or anything really. I don't look at it as a job. I don't look at it as a career. But if an actual game company sincerely reached out to me and was like, hey, you know, your content's alright, but how about we sweeten the deal a bit? We'll give you some perks. We can even shout you out on the front page, and that would completely change my content because I would be shown kindness and love, and in return, I would absolutely show loyalty and devotion. And not everyone is the case, especially with Sign Language Gorilla, whose content has been plastered on the front page of albiononline.com, and this guy has the audacity to literally bite the hand that feeds him, but also, like, leave the program, I'm gonna go play WoW hardcore, blah, 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 right? It's so ridiculous. And it is an incredibly selfish take to be mad that their inner circle clique is being threatened by more people having the same opportunities that they have now. Because at the end of the day, they only care about their 3 or 4 closest bros that they collab with. They only care about their inner circle. They only care about the little monopoly that they think they have. Like I said, if all 4 of them just left and never made an Albion vid again, okay, so I like just me alone covers all of their views. And here's the thing too. Now, it does hurt me if they leave, so I hate to see that happen, because here's what happens. I have a way to track how many people come from their videos and then watch mine. And that's also a thing too, like they hate the hell out of me, but a lot of my viewers go and watch them after they've watched me. And the same thing, like when they put out a new stream highlight video, I get to see what percentage of those views from that video come click on my videos on the up next page or on the sidebar. And you know, if they all stop making content, then I get a little bit less of views in that regard, but I don't do this for views. I've never done YouTube for views or clout or being famous. I've always just done it as a way to keep a historical record of guides and funny, memorable moments so that when I'm older, I can go watch the time that I pinned a guy against a rock with some Discord bros and we all laughed about it, because at the end of the day, that shit's hilarious. And it's funny because these guys want to rant that I'm super evil and bad when really I'm just like a cartoon villain. If I gank someone into Yellow Zone, they get like a 5,000 silver repair bill, which is like picking up a few rocks. They have a 3-minute timeout, that's it. But these guys go in full 8.3, 8.4 in the mist, and they go kill 4.1 players, or, you know, flat 5, flat 6, flat 7, whatever. They just kill every single, like I said, go through their murder ledgers, and scroll, and scroll, and scroll, and scroll. And you're gonna scroll for like a month's worth of kills before you find one real fair fight where they are actually the ones at lower IP, and they might pull off a win. And like, the only one is Ecourt. He's the only one that can kill people at higher IP. And everyone else just dies. It's so funny. And they think that, you know, somehow they're the hero and that I'm such a villain for ganking in Yellow Zone, so I'm so bad. Their take of they don't want every creator in the program is that of sharing the bus with the poor, sharing the street bench with the poor. That's the exact feel and vibe that I'm getting from this. Is they don't want to share the same space as, you know, people on the down low like myself. Also, an analogy was thrown out about having a birthday party and only inviting your close friends versus inviting the whole school. But the real analogy should be that the school is hosting a party, and that right now the school, being SBI and the creator program, is only inviting its valedictorians, its varsity sports teams, and a few of the really popular rich kids that whose parents are part of the PTA and donate to the school. Whereas everyone else is just shit out of luck and left out in the cold, in the freezing rain. But now they're like, well, hey, you go to the school, you play the game, you can come to the party. And that's a good thing. Yes, there will be a few people that go to the party and they go to the bathroom and they scribble some graffiti, or they piss in a corner, or they throw a stink bomb down a hallway, which is typical of, but then there's cameras, there's people with cell phones, they take a picture and like, hey, this content creator is he's throwing smoke bombs, and then they're like, okay, you have to leave the school now, see ya. And that's just par of the course. Oh, and I love this statement of not everyone is equal. And I don't know what high road they're talking from, but boy, oh boy, yes, everyone is equal. Everyone has, especially on like YouTube. Twitch is a little different with the drops, and because they all raid each other and stuff. So like when one guy gets like 500 viewers and he raids his friend, well, now they have the 500 AFK viewers, and then that person has 750 viewers, and then they raid the next guy, and now that person has 1,000, and they just kind of pass the ball around the room, and it gets bigger and bigger and snowballs until like the game crashes or the viewers get all their damn drops and log out. And it's funny because I always try to jump into someone's stream with like 1 or 2 viewers and then AFK for my drops. And then by the time I go to bed and wake up, I'm always in one of the big 4 streams. Because the little streamers, well, they want to make friends with the big boys in the big clique. And then the big guys don't care, especially if you have, differing opinions politically or psychologically. But for them to say not everyone is equal is such an elitist statement. It made me laugh so hard. It's like, oh man, they're like little babies to me. They're like little toddlers. Do I need to stop being the Albion villain and become the Albion dad? I think I might have to be their father. And then they say it should never be equal. Like, really? Yeah, you can be in your little inner circle clique. Imagine if I was a psychological menace and I formed a clique. Imagine if I was the big boy in the big clique and I had all the streamers and YouTubers roped into my little harem, and you were invited, sign language gorilla. You got left out in the cold. How would that make you feel? Oh man, make you feel terrible, wouldn't it? And that's partly why I chose to be a villain and why I chose not to be in the program, is so that I don't cause these actual feelings on others. And you may be like, but that would be a successful troll, man. That would be really funny. It's like, no, I only troll using in-game mechanics. I don't troll outside of the games. I don't troll in any other regards other than what I could do to someone inside the video game within the perimeters of the game. So another thing that they say is that someone with like 10 viewers will get the same giveaway codes as someone with 800. And you can argue that that's good or bad, but here's the thing, right? They could just not give any giveaway codes at all. So I think it's a net positive that, like, if someone has 10 viewers and someone else has 10 viewers and someone else has 10 viewers and they're all doing a giveaway, well, then that's 3 happy campers. Whereas if you have 800 viewers and you do one giveaway and you have 1 happy camper and 799 pissed off ones. But they have too many applications. Bro, the forum post is like 10 pages long. They don't have too many applications. One guy getting paid $15 an hour can go through every application in one night. And then they go on to make fun of content creators who may not have the knowledge or means to make higher quality content, as in someone clearing a dungeon, filming it in 144p graphics. And hey, we all had to start somewhere. My first ever real big video on the internet was a combo video for Tekken, and it was filmed in VHS quality, and there was no voiceovers. It was just text on screen that scrolled from one side to the other. It didn't even sit on the screen. You had to like pause the video and read it because it scrolled so damn fast. And while back then there wasn't really much people making videos because it was a really hard thing to do, so I didn't get too much hate for it. But if I were to put that video out now, it would be absolute like trash tier garbage quality. But hey, we all had to start somewhere. Not everyone gets to go to college, go to film editing school. Some of us just have to download a program and start fiddling with it until we get it. Another thing they're worried about is people entering the program with quote-unquote crazy behaviors. What crazy behavior have I ever inhibited or shown on YouTube? Now, I'm talking on a YouTube or on a stream. I'm normal. I follow the rules. I'm not a crazy, complete, absolute psychopath that the Redditors paint me out to be. I've been muted for over 3 years in the game, so I haven't been able to say a single controversial thing in the game for 3 years. And my only real crime that I've ever done is I chewed out some game masters, and which was just a joke, which not shown in the screenshots is, hey, I'm just doing this for internet clout to show my trolling Discord, just as a funny meme lol XD. I don't really mean what I'm saying. But, no one really cares about that. But what people do is they propagate things like that I bombed a funeral in, some people are saying Jimbinator's funeral, which I didn't even think he had a game funeral. I never bombed a funeral, but I wish I did. I wish I could. And if I did, I would have a video up online about it, because that's funny and that's memorable. And let me explain a little bit why that is funny and memorable. You see, everyone knows of the World of Warcraft funeral bombing, and every once in a while another YouTuber makes a video essay talking about it. It's always brought up in just discussion circles, and to me that's an infinite, endless, legendary memory that you can have forever. And I even reached out to the guild, Serenity Now, that did the funeral bombing, and at first, you know, they didn't know who I was, and I was asking them, they're like, oh, we really regret doing that, it was such a bad thing, we should have never done that. And I'm like, bros, I'm a freaking troll here, come on, you can talk real with me. And they're like, dude, it's so funny, that was the funniest thing they ever did, they are so happy and glad that they did it. And then they are like, every time a YouTuber makes a new video, and there's just an endless like stream of comments about what they did, they read through it all in their Discord together, and they have a huge laugh about it. They go to Reddit and look at all the seethe posting, and they are just having an amazing time feeding off of all of that. And that is why I would personally do it too. And even then, like another funeral bombing was the PlanetSide bombing, where a dev died or something, and so some players in the game attacked another faction in PlanetSide, and I actually got to play with the people that did that for about 11 months in New World and Star Citizen, and it was a good time. They were, the thing is, everyone thinks that they're evil, nasty, like, terrible people, but they're not. Like, the actual leader that organized the funeral bombing, he is the sweetest human in the world. I'm talking, he would take wounded animals from his backyard, because he has, like, a big forest, like, a lot of land, and like a wounded deer, and he would, like, fix their broken bones or repair them back to health, like birds that, you know, had wounded feathers or wings. He would nurture them and feed them, and then he would release them back out into the wild once they're healthy enough to be safe. You know, the dude is an absolute, like, I don't know how to say it, just a good person overall. And he realizes that ganking or bombing a virtual fake pixel funeral is not the same as doing it in real life. So when people make the comparison that I'm the same as Mizzy, who breaks into people's homes and steals their dogs from parks, I'm doing these things in a video game, a harmless, safe environment that is not tied to the real world at all, and the game itself is allowing me to do it. I'm not running hacks that let me run on water and go out of bounds. I'm not running hacks that let me speed around the map and disappear and use cooldowns 8 times in 1 second, which are real, by the way. I am simply just having fun in the game environment. And so yes, if Jimbinator did have an in-game funeral, I would have absolutely bombed it if I knew about it, or if I had the manpower to do it, because it's not something you can simply solo. And someone was like, oh, we used a brimstone staff. I don't have any spec in fire staffs or brimstone staff at all. That would be a horrible weapon to gank with. But the point is that when I die and I go to the afterlife, I could even ask Jimbinator and be like, hey man, so what do you, like say I did bomb his funeral. I'd be like, hey, so what do you think about the funeral bombing? He'd be like, dude, that's funny as hell, because Jimbinator was always pro-trolling until about the very end, where all the leftists in his Discord kind of brainwashed him a little bit. And that's kind of what's happening with this clique, is it's a lot of brainwashing and it's a lot of knee bending. It's like, if you want to be in the clique that currently controls the content creator program, you have to have their same ideologies. You can't like me. You're not allowed to like me. And I have proof of this, because I used to hang out with Ecourt for years in his stream. I would always be in his stream, like, especially on YouTube, because I am a very pro YouTube stream. If someone streams on YouTube, and I know about it, then I think like there's like maybe one guy that streams on YouTube in the Albion community. I don't remember anymore. But Ecourt was you know, he was a YouTube streamer. He wasn't a Twitch streamer. I hate Twitch. Twitch is stupid. And I always hung out in his chats. Everything was great. Everything was fine, and so on and so forth. And so, of course, he moves over to Twitch for monetary reasons, which is completely fine. And I still hang out in his chats for a very long time. And then Sign Language Gorilla got wind of this, and it drove him insane to the point where he basically gave him a choice of him or me. And, like, I just remember every time I go into these streamers' chats and Sign Language Gorilla happens to be there, all I see him post in the chat is, check your Discord DMs, check them. Hey, stop streaming real quick. Check your Discord DMs. And what happens is he's sending them a whole bunch of docs and a whole bunch of dirt, and a whole bunch of bull crap about me. And then the next thing I know, the streamer's like, "Oh, Swapminji, you're a bad person. Oh no." And then, yeah. So of course, now when you ask the streamers, "Hey, what do you think about Swapminji?" They're like, "Oh, Swapminji is bad person. Swapminji, he is not a good man. He is bad person. Oh, I'm a bad person for playing in the yellow zone and giving people 3-minute timeouts, but somehow you're not a bad person for going into the mists in full H3 and dunking on tier 6 flat people." Okay, sure, whatever, who cares? It's a fucking video game. And then I get brought up specifically that I shouldn't be in the program, but before that they're talking about RNTers, cheaters, racists, and sexists. Like, it's a psychological trick to try to lump me in with them. Have I ever done any of those things on YouTube? No. So why would I start? "Oh, I'm in the partner program. Haha. Lamau, guys. Let's hit up all the 4chan copy pastas." No, if I was accepted into such a program, then I would behave myself as expected, and I behave myself on YouTube, of course. So why would I just suddenly do a 180 because I'm made out to be the community boogeyman? Here's the thing. The people in this little inner circle clique, one of them hired a company where they're being paid to astroturf against me. That's why you see a bunch of literal who bought weird Reddit accounts that have never ever posted on Albion Online subreddit ever, that are just suddenly immediately just posting walls of copy pasta against me. They're being paid to do it. And there's also another thing where I don't have proof, but one of these people, it was an old like spiffing Brit vid where you would take a competitor's video on YouTube and you would pay advertising towards a marginalized group that is not interested in that content. So what someone did is they took one of my videos and then they bought advertising on YouTube and marketed it towards 65-year-old women, which obviously they don't play Albion Online, they don't care. And so it was try to hurt my metrics and watch time and stuff, but that had already gotten patched by the time they even learned about it. And so it's like, what are you doing? You wasted hundreds of dollars to try to like bury me in the algorithm, right? And they're spending all this money to have these Redditors just shit post about me, and I think it's hilarious. And now they're shitting their pants because, oh no, the partner program's open to everyone. See, these guys have this opinion or this idea that I wasn't allowed in the partner program. The truth is that I never applied to be in it. I never bothered to apply. But if they're all gonna go pitch a fit and bite the hand that feeds them and disrespect the one game that's keeping their content afloat, because when they go to other games, they don't know SEO. They become the literal who's of those communities, which is fine. But unless they're incredibly good at the game that they play, which fat chance probably not. Like, the only real person that has a chance in any other game is Mogdun. That's it. He is the only guy that gets it, and he still has a little bit to learn, not too much more, but he's mostly got it. He's pretty much there. So he can survive in whatever game he plays as long as there's a large enough audience to sustain him, of course. But the others are screwed. They're also afraid that my followers, or people of similar ideologies as to me, will also join the program, which would be great. The more, the merrier. We could have a big freaking war. Your clique in your full 8.3, 8.4, and then me and my clique in full 8.3 and 8.4, which I don't have a clique, I'm sorry. I wish I did. It would be kind of fun to have people to play with, but I don't. You know, I'm a solo boogeyman. But imagine how many people would tune in for a fight, like a real knockdown, drag out, just brawl in the black zone, right? You know, your crew versus my crew, which I don't have a crew, so it's not gonna really happen because I'm just so antisocial and unhinged and stuff. But hey, maybe if the content creator program's open to everyone, then people will realize that I'm just a normal dork, just like you, just like everyone else watching this right now. I'm just a guy that plays video games. I eat food, I sleep, I bleed, I dream, just like everyone else. I'm just a normal bloke. I'm not anything special. I just have a different personality than you and a different beliefs and different views on the world. But like these controversial drama videos where one guy makes a hit piece on me and then I react to it and then they react to it, and then like every single stream that I'm seeing, everyone's watching, you know, these kinds of vids. And so this is just pure entertainment and content for everyone. So everyone wins. But if the content creator program remains, you know, just you and your inner circle little clique of, you know, close buddies, then it stifles. It just stagnates. Also, if I was in the program, like I said, I get more views than all of y'all combined. So it's not at SBI's loss to let me in, but they probably won't. They hate my guts. I don't really care. As a matter of fact, I would very much expect them to be like, okay, everyone is welcome to join the program, and then in like really tiny fine print, except Swapminji, he's not allowed. Sign Language Gorilla then goes on to make the point of, oh, I care about friends and make friends, and then you're going to be the guy that sits in his basement scrolling through 4chan. Everyone scrolls through some sort of website, either be it Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, 4chan. Who cares what you scroll through? But the point is that, yeah, every time I try to make friends, guess who's in their Twitch chats? Oh, check your DMs, dude, check your DMs. Oh, bad, so bad. It would actually be shocking if I revealed one of my alt accounts on Twitch that you are actually very fond of and very good friends with, Sign Language Gorilla. You talk to this person all the time. It's actually me. Maybe one day I'll reveal the name, and then you'll be like, maybe Swapminji ain't so bad. Or you'll just ban it from your chat immediately and be like, oh, I can't believe I got manipulated. He's so manipulative, guys. One of the biggest creators. You guys are not the biggest creators, not even by a long shot. Not even close, dude. Maybe on Twitch. I don't know. I don't have Twitch metrics too much. I know that Beast1K and Juan are the big dogs of Twitch. And they're all like, oh, we're all gonna quit. We're all gonna drop the game, go play Hardcore WoW. And to me, it's like, okay, well, hey, I can teach people how to be YouTubers easy. I can teach them all the algorithm tricks and how to make, you know, informative videos that get lots of views, and how to be charismatic and how to hold attention and editing tricks and all of that fun stuff. And guess what? I've actually got several privated videos here on YouTube that explain all that, and I'm pretty much online 19 to 20 hours a day, always available to talk to. So if you watching this right now are interested in becoming the next bigger than Sign Language Gorilla, bigger than Ukrainian Ganker, you know, bigger than Grand Wizard, hit me up, and if we vibe well, if you can pass my questionnaire, which means that we can get along and not hate each other in 1 year, then absolutely, I will teach you all the ins and outs of YouTube, where you don't have to work your crappy Mick job anymore. But I will tell you, the money isn't that good because Albion Online's, it's more to a lesser first world, you know, audience, and therefore advertisers don't really pay as much. The only people that are making more than like $100 a day are Beast1K and Juan. Everyone else is barely scraping enough by from ad revenue, whereas people like me, I mostly rely on donations and not ad revenue. Without the donations, then it's back to beans and rice time. And it's so disappointing because everyone in your clique, even the little baby channels in your clique, I will have a random alt account go into their Twitch stream and like, what do you think about Swapminji? And then like just yesterday, I got called a low IQ individual. I won't use the word. I got called a complete idiot. I got called Yellow Zone Warrior, blah, 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 right? But imagine if you guys did the opposite, right? You guys made an alt account and went into my YouTube channel or stream or whatever and was like, so what do you think about T-Banj, for example? He gets like 100,000 views on YouTube or something, I don't know. And I'd be like, well, I don't really know him. Seems probably cool dude. Who knows? I don't know him. I don't talk to him. I don't know anything about him. And, but no, like people that I've never interacted with ever, people that I've never talked to ever or played with in the game have such hateful and negative opinions of me because they are taking that from people in their clique. They are taking it, you know, from what they've read or so on and so forth. It's basically like they're being gaslighted to have these beliefs and feelings when I don't think they're genuine. But here's the thing too, right? Like, say they all quit and they all go play hardcore WoW, and not even just the big four, you know, but like say 20 of them. Say like the entire Twitch catalog just ups and deletes their accounts and leaves, and most of the YouTubers just bounce. That is not going to hurt the game. You guys have such an ego that you think that all of you guys quitting Albion Online is going to crash the player base. People don't play video games because YouTubers do. Yes, there's like the people that follow XQC around in games, and, you know, follow Asmongold around and so on and so forth. But if they all quit, yeah, a few people are going to quit. A little tiny minority of people will quit. Most people don't give a shit about Twitch streamers and YouTubers quitting the game. At the end of the day, they're playing the game for themselves to enjoy the things that they want to enjoy. And guess what? If everyone quits, like even me, like even if I just died and there's no more Albion content ever, right? People aren't going to quit because of that. Or if I'm like, oh, this game freaking sucks, I hate it so much, I'm never playing it again, blah. Do you think people are going to quit? Yeah, maybe a few people will quit along with me, but most won't. Most would be like, okay, anyway, so back to farming. It's so elitist to act this way too. This is a company that gave you spots on their homepage that have propped up your, like, you should be thanking them for your channel growth, for one. I don't know how many people hit the front page of Albion Online or click on the you know, the little news post. It's probably not that many, because if you look at their forums, they're barely viewed at all. It's so tiny. But given the opportunity, if I found the right people, I could coach and grow their channels much bigger than any of you guys in just a few months. That's how replaceable we all are. If I died, if we all quit, and so on and so forth, and hey, guess what? Oh, here's a new patch. Oh, hey, look, Asmongold reacted to this video. Oh, these new guys came in. Like, do you remember Albion Online before I existed? You had a very few, you know, tutorial channels, and then you had Lupac, who was the big dog, and look at him now, like, so obviously Lupac has not uploaded in a very long time. Let's see how long it's been. 6 months. He currently earns about 10,000 views per month. Now, I can show you a World of Warcraft Classic channel that has not uploaded in over 3 years that is getting 50,000 views per month. And the point I'm trying to get at is that you guys don't know what the heck you're doing on YouTube. You can even use me as an example, because there are channels that were little baby channels whenever, like, the game Cyberpunk came out, who have massively, massively outgrown me because they know even more and they're working just as hard. So when you guys all threaten to quit, all it takes is just one actual real YouTuber to just enter the scene and start making build guides and start making farm tutorials and so on and so forth, who actually knows how everything works. And then it doesn't matter. Oh no, you lost 4 big Twitch streamers and mediocre, you know, Twitch highlight YouTubers. Okay, well, here's, you know, cool guy here. He's making guides and he's pulling in 4 times your views. But that's all I've really got. I just wanted to talk about it. Now, this video can go one of 2 ways. Either the other creators can maybe think about not quitting because they want to show me up and be like, well, we can't let Swapminji win. Whereas at the same time, like I've already explained, if they quit, it does hurt my views, because some of my views come from their videos for the up next crap. Like I said, the more Albion YouTubers making videos, the more it benefits me. I get more views, the more you guys make videos. So I wish y'all would upload more often. But the other thing too is that maybe SBI is like, is Swapminji on our side? Is he agreeing with us? This can't be. Oh no, we've made a grave mistake. And then they just like undo everything, and then you guys get to keep your little inner circle jerk, and you get to, you know, keep your little inner clique rolling along with your fake AFK drop viewers on Twitch. And for everyone else, hopefully you enjoyed the background footage. I got, I think, 2 B-roll videos. One is skinning in the blue zone. It was like 360k for the 30 minutes. And the other one was yellow zone Abbey runs, which I did a little bit of yellow zone, like chest farming in the mists, and the total was like 700,000 in like 40 minutes or something. Look, man, at the end of the day, there is a lot of missed opportunity with people collabing with each other, because you have your inner circle clique, and everyone that's outside of it you hate and you disclude, and you won't even mention their name, just like I'm not mentioning your name, Sign Language Gorilla. But in the alternate reality, where everyone just doesn't give a shit about minor little dramas, or, oh, he ganked in the yellow zone, then there's lots of fun that could be had, like a content creator Minecraft server, where everyone builds their own little bases and raids each other and stuff. or like little silly game shows like a Wheel of Fortune Albion Online edition, or Family Feud, but it's Albion Online questions. Just silly stuff like that. And you can be like, well, those don't get views. It doesn't matter if they get views. They're fun. If you have a core audience that enjoys you for you, they will watch you do stupid stuff like that. And the more people, the merrier. So including more people into the content creator program, even if they're little baby channel. Dude, here's the thing, right? I have met so many YouTubers during their infancy. I'm talking, I click on a YouTube channel, they've got 10 subscribers and 7 views, and I'm just like, dude, this is good content. This is content that agrees with my ideologies. I've got to become this person's friend, right? And it just so happens that one channel I did that with back in World of Warcraft happened to become one of the biggest World of Warcraft creators, and eventually became a political creator who now has over 1 million subscribers and breaks in 30 million views a month. So yes, imagine if those little baby channels never got a start, never got to take off. They were just kind of hidden in the algorithm, while the inner circle just gets their same stream highlight views vids viewed, etc., etc. You got to realize that there are people that are way better than me, than us, than anybody, who right now they just don't have any friends, and maybe they're not putting their YouTube titles correctly, their descriptions, and so on. They don't know how to get any traction. And the funny thing about traction too is things like Reddit, for instance. If I type in any of y'all's names into search engine stuff, or just things that scan Reddit, you guys are mentioned like maybe 70 or 100 times. I'm mentioned over 1,000 times, and there's a good reason for that. But that's all I've got. I've run out of B-roll footage. I have to end the video now. With that said, I'm Swapminji. Thanks for watching. As always, be a bro, stay swole. Make sure to become a channel member, because there's lots of silver making opportunities coming up in July due to the Fame Week. So make sure you become a channel member. It's $5 a month. It's just like subbing on Twitch, but here on YouTube, you get access to private, more personal videos. It helps me out. It lets me eat a rotisserie chicken. With that said, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video. And on the right side of your screen is a video that you should absolutely click. I highly recommend you click it, because if you do, it'll make all these guys upset. And if you don't click it, then SBI will be like, you know what? We're going to keep the content creator program the way it is. So it's your choice, viewer.